Hello, my motor enthusiasts. How about a dash through the thrilling world of Indy Nxt and USF2000 series of 2023? You're tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast.
A whirlwind of a season, wasn't it, Enzo?
Absolutely, William. The tracks were ablaze with action. A resounding start with Linus Lundqvist, Indy Nxt reigning champion, failing to secure an IndyCar spot. Talk about a pressure cooker.
Aye, but Lundqvist clawed his way back, didn't he?
Indeed, he made it to IndyCar by August and clinched a spot with Chip Ganassi Racing for 2024. Quite the journey.
And the new Indy Nxt champion, Christian Rasmussen, he had a whale of a season.
A dominant season, winning the title by a clear 65 points. But let's not forget his nail-biting fight with Hunter McElrea that went down to the wire.
Blimey, sounds like we're in for a riveting chat about these young guns, their trials and triumphs.
You bet, William Turner. Winning races, pole positions, surprise victories, and crashes. All the ingredients of a thrilling motorsport season. Let's rev up the engines. Hello, racing aficionados. This is your host, Enzo, bringing you the latest in motorsports.
Hey there, listeners. This is William, at your service.
We're here every day, serving you the hottest news and insights on F1 Motor Fever podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. Now, let's go full throttle. All right, for those just tuning in, we've been delving into the 2023 Indy Nxt and USF2000 series. We talked about Linus Lundqvist, the former Indy Nxt champion, who had a bit of a hiccup securing a seat on the IndyCar grid, and Christian Rasmussen, the new Indy Nxt champion who clinched his IndyCar seat for 2024. What do you say?
Unquestionably, a high-octane season. The ups and downs, the suspense, truly enthralling.
Absolutely, an absolute roller coaster of a season. From surprise wins to unexpected crashes, it had it all. Let's dive deeper, shall we? Let's take a moment to talk about Linus Lundqvist. After failing to grab an IndyCar seat at the start of the 2023 season, he eventually landed one in August as a substitute for the injured Simon Pagenaud. And by the end of the month, he was signed on by Chip Ganassi Racing for 2024. Talk about a turnaround.
Absolutely. It's remarkable how quickly fortunes can change in racing. One moment you're on the sidelines, the next you're in the thick of it.
True that. And then we have Christian Rasmussen. Crowned as the new Indy Nxt champion, it took him only a month and a half to secure his 2024 IndyCar seat. He won his title by an impressive 65 points. What a season it was.
Indeed, his title fight with Hunter McElrea was thrilling, right up until the final race. Every second was filled with anticipation.
Let's not forget the season kickoff. Louis Foster, the reigning USF2000 champion, started on pole in St. Petersburg, but it was Daniel Frost who raced from 7th on the grid to take the win. Quite a few twists and turns, eh?
For sure, the first race set the tone for the season. It had everyone on the edge of their seats. The constant lead changes, the mistakes on the restarts. It was a nail-biting race.
It certainly was. The race was neutralized multiple times, and Rasmussen even challenged for the lead on one restart. But it was Frost who found a way through to the front and seized the opportunity on the final restart. It dissolved many preseason title predictions, to say the least.
Unpredictability, the essence of motor racing. It was an unforgettable season. Excited to see what the next one brings.
Let's move on to the next dramatic turn in the season. On a damp track at Road America, Gold ended up leading the race, ahead of Foster and Siegel. Rasmussen lost the points lead notably by crashing mid-race. Siegel didn't miss this chance and went on to win the race, putting himself on top of the points table. But what concerns me is the unpredictability of these races. One wrong turn, one slip, and the lead changes hands. That's not the kind of stability you'd expect from a championship leader, is it?
Well, that's a fair point. But isn't that also what makes racing so exciting? It's volatile, unpredictable, and anything can happen in an instant. It keeps everyone on their toes. Sure, as far as championship standings go, it might seem chaotic, but from a spectator's point of view, it's thrilling.
Absolutely, it's great for spectators. But let's talk about Nashville. Here, the wet weather resulted in the cancellation of qualifying and the championship standings set the grid. Rasmussen started on pole and converted it into his third win of 2023. Again, luck played a significant part. What do you think about that?
I see your point. But then again, races can't be completely deterministic. There have to be variables, be it the weather or the condition of the track. These elements add a level of uncertainty and excitement. Plus, how the drivers handle these unexpected situations, that's where their real skill is tested.
True, but still. There were 3 races left and 8 drivers were still in title contention. That's a lot of uncertainty for a championship series.
It is, but uncertainty breeds competition, and that's what makes it all the more thrilling.
Let's talk about the grand finale at Laguna Seca, shall we? Rasmussen managed to pit McElrea to the pole for the second race after McElrea had done the same for the first. They retained their positions in both races, which meant Rasmussen took the title. But what's interesting is that he claimed victory in the decider while driving at 89%.
That's fascinating. It just goes to show that winning a race isn't always about pushing the car to its limits. It's also about strategy, patience, and knowing when to conserve your energy.
Exactly. And it seems McElrea had a tough time with a delaminating tire from the second lap onwards. It must have been a struggle to maintain pace and control.
Yes, tire issues can be a massive setback. It's a testament to McElrea's skill that he managed to finish the race despite such adversity. I've never really thought about it from that angle. It gives one a lot to ponder, how even a minor issue can have a major impact in racing.
True. Switching gears a bit, Siegel managed to edge Foster to third in the standings, and therefore was the top rookie. Ganassi has promoted Simpson to an IndyCar seat for 2024, which is interesting considering he ended his second Indy Nxt season 10th in the standings.
Yes, it just shows that performance isn't the only factor at play when teams make driver decisions. They also look at the potential and progress of the drivers, and clearly they see something promising in Simpson.
Agreed. It's a complex sport with many layers to it. Looking ahead, we're excited to see how the 2024 season unfolds. Going down the championship ladder a bit, let's turn our attention to Pabst Racing's Miles Rowe. He was in fine form, winning 3 of the first 4 races. It seemed almost clear from the outset who the would-be champion was going to be, didn't it?
Yes, indeed. Rowe was really on a roll early on. But as we've seen time and time again, a strong start doesn't necessarily guarantee a smooth ride throughout a motorsport season.
Absolutely, and Road America was a prime example of that. The wins were shared by USF2000 champion Michael Dorlando and former Formula 2 racer Lirim Zendelli. Rowe, however, managed to return to the podium in the first race, bolstering his points lead over Francesco Pizzi.
That's true. It just goes to show how quickly fortunes can change in racing. But despite the ups and downs, Rowe seemed to navigate the season with a level of composure and determination.
That he did. But the unpredictability of who would be fighting at the front was really brought to the fore during the Mid-Ohio qualifying. Dorlando led a top 4 covered by just 1/10 of a second in Q1, and then Rowe topped Q2 by a mere 0.0109 seconds.
That's incredibly tight, and it really illustrates the level of competition and the fine margins that separate success from failure. It's a fascinating aspect of racing that isn't always apparent to those watching from the sidelines.
True, and it was in Toronto where the drama heightened even further. Rowe managed to get 2 poles, but crashed out at the end of Q2. Despite this setback, his car wasn't too damaged and he was able to start from the pole spot in the first race.
That's a remarkable turnaround. It just goes to show the resilience and determination these drivers have. But as they say, the race isn't over until it's over. And in this case, the arrival of rain during the race turned everything on its head. It's those unpredictable elements that really add to the excitement and challenge of racing.
Coming back to the USF2000, the season ended with a historic win. Rowe became the first African-American champion of a single-seater series in the USA.
Yes, that's a landmark moment in the world of motorsport. It's great to see such diversity and breaking of barriers in this sport.
Absolutely, and it wasn't a walk in the park for him. The finale at Portland was intense, with multiple crashes taking place at the first chicane, reducing the field from 19 down to 12 cars on the opening lap. But Rowe expertly navigated through the chaos and secured his place in history.
That's fascinating. And it seems this victory has already opened doors for him. Rowe has secured his 2024 Indy Nxt seat with HMD as a result of his title win.
Indeed, and let's not forget the younger drivers who impressed us this season. 15-year-old Nikita Johnson became USF2000's youngest ever winner, and that's an achievement to be proud of.
Absolutely, the talent pool in this sport is truly remarkable. Whether it's experienced drivers like Rowe or upcoming stars like Johnson, there's always someone making headlines.
Well said. And as we look towards the 2024 season, it will be interesting to see how these drivers progress and who will rise to the top in the coming year. There's no shortage of excitement or talent in this sport. William, do you fancy having a peek at some online chatter on a current topic?
Absolutely. Let's see what's making waves. User Vic Williams posts, quote, "Split turbo engine layout to be outlawed in 2026 engine rules," unquote. He also mentions that the turbine and compressor will have a reduced maximum distance, which will lead to the end of the split turbo layout in the 2026 engine rules.
Sounds like a major change. What's the public's take on this?
There's a lively debate going on. For instance, user Stephen Monk comments, quote, "Aren't Ferrari the only manufacturer to not use split turbo arrangement?" Weirdly, saw an article earlier saying Ferrari are focusing on 2026 engine regs, but maybe an advantage this time round, unquote.
Interesting point. Any notable replies to Stephen's comment?
Yes, there are quite a few. Vic Williams responds saying, quote, "Yep, Merc pioneered the split turbo. Honda switched to the split turbo in 2017 and Renault switched to it in 2022. Ferrari stuck to the conventional layout since the start. IDK if it'll give them a significant advantage in terms of engine development, but considering Mercedes has no experience with using a conventional turbo layout with these hybrid engines, it could give them extra work to do from now until 2026, unquote.
Insightful point there from Vic. Any other notable responses?
Indeed, there's one from Barbaris Mark who says, quote, "Imagine if Ferrari finally decided they would split the turbo for 2026, only for the FIA to shaft them," unquote. And then Economy Link humorously responded, quote, "Well, yes, the extra long shaft is what's up for discussion," unquote.
A bit of humor never goes amiss. It seems like this change in regulation is causing quite a stir online.
It certainly is. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this in the coming days. The impact on the teams, especially those who are currently using the split turbo, will be interesting to see.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We dove headfirst into the thrilling world of Formula One, discussing the recent race results, driver performances, and even took a look at the online chatter. It's been a pleasure having you all with us. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Sharing our content with your friends, family, or on social media is a great way to support us and help grow our community. And of course, your comments and thoughts are always welcome.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Enzo. Don't forget, we're here every day, breaking down the high-speed, tire-squealing, heart-pounding world of Formula One. We've got plenty more thrills and spills coming up. You won't want to miss it.
We're truly grateful for your support, and we're excited to bring you more insightful and enjoyable content. We'll see you next time on F1 Motor Fever podcast.
Absolutely. We can't wait to bring you the next episode. But for now, here's our signature sign-off. Pedal to the metal. Keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold. See you next time, folks.